Another symptom which I think is still with me, even if I don't have DPDR, is floaters. And sometimes I know a few of you were texting me about black dots. I had black dots, and I had floaters, and I still have floaters sometimes, especially if I'm really stressed. Sometimes they're getting very intense. Sometimes it's worse, but better. Sorry, but in comparison with how it used to be when I was in that condition, it really doesn't bother me. It really does. I do have floaters, but not constantly. Sometimes it comes back, sometimes I do not notice it, sometimes I just remember about it and I'm trying to look for it and I'm checking what kind of vision am I having. When I was in DP, I remember that I not only had floaters, I also had, I don't know how to call it, it's also very weird vision effect. It's like worms. It looked like curvy worms, just so so big, and some of them were small, and there were lots of them, and that was like a mixture. Here I can see floaters, here I can see worms, here I can see black dots, and as long as I'm very stressed, then this black dot is just moving, changing the direction, and yeah, that's like crazy. And I had a feeling like I just want to use my two hands and just take it away. It was very torturing. I didn't though had visuals, no, so I have no idea what is this. Maybe it's same, maybe it's also floaters, I don't know. But yes, I still have it sometimes, but I'm not really bothered. I'm not. Like, when you start to feel as a normal person, if you do have small things which you still have, it's really nothing. It's nothing. And something else I wanted to mention, considering recovery, is that I was really concerned about hobbies, because I have lots of hobbies, and I was wondering why everything feels like okay, and I feel normal, and I still don't have this feeling like I want to draw, like I want to sing, I want to do this and that, all these things which I absolutely enjoyed in my life before DP. And I was waiting, and I was really frustrated about it. I was thinking, when it's gonna happen? And then I started to think probably it will never come back. So I just I accepted the way it was, and I realized I'm going to just, again, let go this thing. Because if it's not here, it's not here. I tried to draw a couple of times, and it didn't really bring me any enjoyment, nothing. So after about a year, I started to feel like I want to sing. And it was very mild feeling, but I went to karaoke with my friend, and we used to drink before when we each time we were coming to karaoke, and it was just two of us, so every time we were drinking and going out to smoke. I'm not a drinker really, but occasionally if we go out, obviously I was drinking as everyone, but at that exact days I was drinking quite a lot. And this time, because I stopped drinking and smoking at all, that was very interesting, because she was very pissed off with me. She said like, what's wrong? You're not drinking, but you like dancing, you singing, you're so happy. And she was drinking a lot, and she was very depressed. All the time she was very depressed. And she said, I don't know, like what's the point to go to karaoke if you're not drinking anymore? And there was a moment when I realized that I'm losing a friend. Well, obviously it's not a friend who is about to leave you just because you're not drinking anymore. That was weird, because this situation is showing you who is your friend, who is not, who is supporting, who is not. But I wasn't really concerned about that. Mostly I was just looking at her, and I thought how crazy that we cannot be happy really, really happy and excited without all this stuff like cigarettes and alcohol, for some of you drugs and dopes and all the other stuff, pills, whatever. So I never really took any drugs, but again, I realized I learned how to be happy just the way I am. And I looked at her and she wasn't happy when she was drinking and smoking and doing everything I used to do, but she was not happy. And then that's a different philosophical conversation. But again, that's crazy how hard for a human being to learn and concentrate on being active, happy, excited about everything in their lives, just being sober, just being normal, just not taking all this stuff. And when I see the other people now who are doing all this, and I look at them and they say like, oh, how can you have fun? Like, I feel so sorry for you. And I'm looking at them and I think, oh God, why are you telling me this? I feel sorry for you because you don't know who you are without all these things. So again, I'm not blaming anyone, but I just realized that it's really hard to be yourself. And I never thought about it when I was before, when I was normal and I was at that stage before the PDR. So that's a skill, and that's a skill to enjoy life. And again, it comes with the time, and you probably have to learn it like as you are newborn and you start to walk. But now I'm drawing, I'm singing, I'm happy, and I don't need anything for it. There are obviously days when I'm down, and the only thing I can say is when I'm down, I'm trying not to exaggerate anything. I'm trying to be more logical. I'm trying to understand that the world is not going to collapse if this happens, and I'm very strict with myself, and I'm not giving a chance for myself to start cry over some absolutely unreasonable things, because I'm sure like lots of you, I'm quite an emotional person and I love being happy or being in tears or being melancholic or miss something or someone, but concentrate on positive things. If you feel that you want to be over emotional about something, just try to keep it under control. If you feel that you have some negative feelings inside, try to control it by detecting that I behave like this in these certain situations, I have to change it. Because to be out and not to have setbacks again, you need to change your behavior patterns, because there is something that you're doing wrong, and that's why we started to have this anxiety, obviously. So detect it and stop behaving same. So I really changed many things in my life. I changed my relationship with my husband, with my son. Even obviously, because you're a human being, you can't change everything in one go. And again, that's a skill and you need time. Though it is absolutely possible, and it does make a huge difference in your life, and absolutely 100% proving your mental condition. Absolutely. And 100%. When people telling you that you can only get better if you will start to if you will start to look for some specific reasons which brought you to this condition, some contradictions in your life, subconscious fights, and I was really concerned about that. How can I get better if something subconsciously is happening and I cannot detect it, and I cannot, because obviously subconscious is something that you cannot really detect. So I was stressing myself out because of all these thoughts, and I can tell you, yes, we are in these conditions because of our wrong perception of life, our wrong perception of people, our worries about what people think about us, what's going to happen here, their lack of confidence, being angry or upset about things which we do not have to be upset about, and we need to change that. But I would say that that's would be your next step, or your step during your recovery process. First of all, you need to concentrate on stop being scared of all the symptoms which you're having, because that's exactly what keeping you in this loop. And when I say stop being scared, it's not going to happen like you just stopped. It takes a while, and you just getting used to all these feelings by again talking to yourself again and again and again and again, explaining things and trying to engage more with life. So after you will see that your symptoms subsiding, then you start to do different stuff. Then you start to change the perception of environment, perception of life, your relationship with people, your personal behavior, your personal beliefs. So that will be a big work, and again, it's taking lots of time. Well, lots of time doesn't mean ages, but still it does take time, so do not expect any quick results. But as long as you're quite persistent, it definitely will benefit. You definitely will benefit from it, and in I would say in quite short period of time, because it's very interesting. Like once you start to change your attitude to something, first it doesn't work, second day it doesn't work, third day it doesn't work, and then after some time you just realize it happens with a click of your fingers. You don't have to really even push yourself to do that. So it's same with recovery. So you're trying to do something to get better, you're trying to motivate yourself, you're trying to hold on to hope, you're trying to stop paying that much attention to what is happening to you, and then one day you just realize like this symptom is no longer here. You no longer feel alien to yourself, you no longer have this feeling like you do not recognize your voice, and so on. So yeah, it's just hard work, and it will pay off, not straight away, later, but be consistent day by day and by day, and never look back. Never look back, because there is no point to doubt that you can get back to normal. That's me. There are lots of other people who got back to normal, and the only thing which is keeping you there is the belief that nothing is going to improve. So that's all for now, and I will speak to you later in my next video. If you really want me to speak about some specific topics, and if you're interested to, I don't know why, but if you are interested to listen about my symptoms which I had when I was severely depleted, so just leave your comments, and well, please just give me a shout generally about how you're finding my videos, and whether the way I speak is hard for you to understand, or if it's fine and quite informative. So just generally let me know. Sorry, that was my son. Bye, see you next time.